Well, I had a lovely day with my best friend in the whole wide world today. I'm actually wearing this shirt that they got me for Christmas a few years ago. The only thing that's a little, kind of iffish about this shirt is it's a midriff. I mean, not that I'm self-conscious or anything. It's just that I'm 30 years old. Am I, too old to be wearing a shirt like this? Sometimes I kind of feel like it, that I'm not the appropriate age for this kind of shirt. But of course, I'm into rock and roll. I go to concerts with my friends. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who dress like this who are a lot older than I am. Sometimes I wonder if they also have their mental and emotional difficulties. Being autistic is pretty difficult. I deal with anxiety, depression. I have a lot of tics that could be annoying to people sometimes. There's this need for stimulation. That's why I do certain things like rub my ear. Also, I have very specific capabilities, talents, and likes, and I need a creative outlet. Without an outlet for my creativity, I can't be happy in life. That's why I need all of this software to do creative things to keep me happy. I feel that not enough people realize that autism is just as much of a curse as it is a blessing, if not more of a curse. The thing is, lots of people turn a blind eye to it, saying that autism is a gift, when honestly it isn't. I feel that people pay too much attention to the highly successful people with autism, like Dan Aykroyd, or Susan Boyle, or even Elon Musk. But Elon Musk is not a good example because he's a very bad person. You can't use those people as an example that was an excuse to think that autistic people have no problems, have no difficulties in life, and have no struggles. Because our struggles are real. And the very sad thing is, people are not willing to acknowledge that we are capable of working just as hard and doing as well as others in the workplace. But I have a very bad feeling that when you let people know that you have a disability on those job applicant pages, if you say that you have a disability, they're probably not going to hire you because, well, they'd rather work with normal people. I'm making a video!
We're going to take a walk.
Okay. Sorry about that. My dad was calling me. Anyway, I think it's totally wrong that the way that people try to help disabled people, like those who are autistic, like me, it doesn't really help that they try to help us by giving us lessons on how to do interviews better, or how to have certain behaviors or certain skills in the workplace. That's not going to change the fact that we have a disability. I have a feeling that as long as we have a disability, no matter how much we train ourselves, we're always going to be seen on the lower level. we're always going to be on the bottom of the possible applicants list, no matter how hard we try, because we're disabled, we have disabilities, we have autism. No amount of improving your resume or doing well in interviews is going to change the fact that all they see is your disability. That's why I don't think it's us who have autism or have other kinds of disabilities that need the training or need to be fixed. I think it's the job market itself that needs to be fixed. The fact is, there are not enough jobs out there. Bigger companies and smaller companies need to find the money and need to make room for more participants. Even if it means paying their employees a little bit less, they have to be willing to make room for more people that need jobs and more people that deserve jobs. I've worked hard in several years through college to get a bachelor's degree in computer science, simulation and digital entertainment. It's up on the wall right there, even though you can't see it. The fact is, all I want is for all my years of hard work to be worth it. And yet, the only taste I ever got from the gaming industry was a temporary game tester for Bethesda Game Studios. I was hoping that would get me a few extra steps into the industry, but since then I've applied for them many times, and they just don't acknowledge all the hard work that I do on my animations and my website and everything else. I've honestly got a really bad feeling that a lot of these places that I'm applying to are hesitant to hire me because I'm autistic. That they'd rather hire a normal person. It's the job market that needs to be fixed. Because no matter how much you try to fix us, we're always going to be abnormal. It's the job market that needs fixing, not us. Training is not going to help us. We can't change for the world. I know people say the world is not going to change for us, but we can't change for the world either. The only thing that we can do is learn how to coexist and at least find a place that will accept us, which is always available somewhere. No matter how abnormal and no matter how lost you may seem, even if it feels like that everybody's turning against you, even people who were once close friends, there will always be people who will accept you and love you for who you are. Sometimes you just have to have the courage to look. Sometimes you just have to care more about how much people love you, how much they care about you, how well they treat you, more than just unimportant things that really don't help you with your mental health at all. Try to think very hard about what those things are. Choose your friends, your neighbors, and your lovers extremely wisely. Yeah, it could be a really big deal being autistic.
Wait.
Especially now that I'm getting of age. I'm 30 and I'm going to be 31 in less than a month. Honestly, I'm not like other millennials. I don't feel depressed or upset about getting a year older when I'm past 30. Aging is just a part of life. It's not something to feel sad about. I mean, if your heart is still beating, if you're still healthy, what is there to be sad about getting a year older every year? Even if it starts to show in my appearance, it doesn't really bother me. Like, you know when I squint my eyes a bit like this, I get a few wrinkles here. Also, I've got some forehead wrinkles up here a bit. You can't see them very well, but one of my autistic tics is that I like to open my eyes really wide like this sometimes, like when I'm working on the computer, and that kind of causes lines to form. But that's not a big deal to me. Uh, Sometimes you gotta look your age to avoid any confusion. I certainly do not want to be like Rurouni Kenshin, that's for sure. That's a very, yeah. I swear, when I'm in my 60s or 70s and I meet teenagers during that time, I would like to brag to them about how I grew up in a time where we had videotapes, big, bulky, cube-shaped computers, and tube TVs, and flip cell phones, and these huge video cameras, and where phones did not have cameras. They're gonna be all like, how in the world did you survive in a world like that? What was it like not having any internet? What the heck did you do for fun when you were a kid? Huh. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been pretty great. Still hoping to one day get a job and beat the cruel struggles of the unfair job market. And I hope you guys will wish me good luck too. I'm hoping one day to get a job at my dream companies, either Bethesda Game Studios or Pixel Dust Studios, the animation company I once had an internship with. That would be so awesome to get a job doing the things that I love the most, doing creative work on the computer, 3D modeling work in Autodesk Maya. That would be so cool. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, favorite it, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, I also have a Ko-Fi of the same name on Ko-Fi, so a few donations monthly, you would be surprised how much help $2 a month from like 10 people could do for me. That would be so amazing. I'd really appreciate it. Would really help the content flow. Thanks for the video. See you guys another time.